All right, good morning, Bapak Ibu, and all dear participants of the workshop today, workshop on travel writing. We will start our workshop at 9 according to our schedule. So please patiently wait, and please kindly wait with us to start the workshop in about 8 minutes, because we have the participants from our alumni and also our students from English department. So we will wait for them to join us in 7 minutes now. Thank you very much for your kindness. So probably to fill our waiting period, let me say hello to some of our lecturers here. To Prof. Lisamin, would you please unmute yourself and say hello to our participants here?
Hello, everybody. I hope that everybody is fine today to join this workshop, and you will enjoy the workshop. It will last for about two hours. So hopefully everybody will be staying in this room comfortably. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. And also we have Pak Adam for our today's presenter. We'll also share about travel writing. Pak Adam, would you please turn on your camera so I can in you together with Prof. Lisamin. And we have probably we can have little chat before the workshop start in 5 minutes. Pak Adam. Hello, Pak Adam. Or let me invite Bu Lisetyo, who is currently far away from us, like miles away. Bu Lisetyo, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Bu Lely. Welcome to the workshop, everyone, and thank you for joining this workshop. I hope you can enjoy the workshop and you can get what you want here, and hopefully, yes, everyone is happy joining this workshop. Thank you.
Happy and healthy, in a healthy condition, yeah, Bu?
Yes, of course. Should be
healthy.
healthy.
It's the most important
for immunity
that we need, like especially during the pandemic. And okay, so we have several lecturers joining with us today. Let me say hello to Pak Hoiri as well. Pak Hoiri, would you please turn on your camera so I can spotlight you?
Hello.
Wait a moment. Let me spotlight you. How are you doing today?
Right. Everything is all right today. I'm having my breakfast now.
Oh, nice. Right. So thank you very
Okay.
much for joining our workshop today, Pak
Yeah.
Hoiri.
Welcome, everybody. Have a nice workshop, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Right. Let me check who else are actually here so I can say hello. We have Bu Mami as well. Welcome, Bu Mami. Probably I'll invite our alumni. Help me spotting our alumni in the participant list so I can have him or her say hello.
Not yet. Not live. Rosat, perhaps. Rosat? No?
Rosa, okay, wait a moment. Okay. Rosyad Mahasin. Yes, sir.
Being confirmed by Rockstar.
Yeah. Apa?
Can you turn on your camera so I can spotlight you and we can have
Okay.
a chat?
Okay. Yes, the camera is capable, by the way. I'm so sorry.
That's totally fine. So how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Right. Thank you very much for joining our workshop today.
Yes.
Right. We will proceed to our workshop right on 9 a.m. sharp, everybody. So please kindly wait. And I'll have to make sure that all our presenters are here. Prof. Liz Amin is here. Adam is also here. And everybody is here. So, right.
Can I go back?
Sorry?
Can I turn off the video again?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Right. This is 9 a.m. sharp, and I will start the workshop now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our dear lecturers and also dear participants of today's workshop. The workshop is on travel writing conducted by jurusan Bahasa dan Sastra Inggris, Fakultas Bahasa dan Seni, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. So this workshop is actually part of our community service program in 2021, if I may say, and I'm very happy to be your Master of Ceremony. I'm Laili Maulida Septiana Harti. I'm the lecturer of English Literature Study Program in jurusan Bahasa dan Sastra Inggris, Fakultas Bahasa dan Seni, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. So let me share the screen with you to help anchor the event today. So welcome to the workshop on travel writing, conducted on Saturday, October 9, 2021, from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Western Indonesia time. And as you may have seen from the slides, the opening slides or the teasers that have just played in the beginning of our agenda, the event schedule for today is we're going to have the opening remarks and also proceed to the first material on travel writing, what and how, and then followed by the Q&A session. And we're going to have the second material on travel writing from experience and the Q&A session. And we will have the project announcement. And then we will have the closing time by 5 to 11. So there are several rules for today's workshop. First, during the presentation, all participants should mute their device. Second, participants are welcome to deliver their questions through chat box using the following format: name _ your question. Third, the committee will review all submitted drafts. Fourth, certificate will be given to authors who finished the writing process. That includes the submission, the review process, the editing, and also the final submission. And lastly, selected articles will be submitted to online newsletter. So without further ado, everyone, I welcome Ibu Lisetio Arianti to give the opening remarks to start the workshop officially. Lisetio, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Lely, for the time given. Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining this workshop. Like what Bu Lely has said, that this workshop is part of our community service, and the title of this workshop is Travel Writing. In this workshop, the participants will have some materials and will have knowledge related to travel writing. And in this workshop, the participants can learn on how to write travel writing. What is travel writing about and how to write travel writing. And from the rules that have been mentioned, yes, the participants will get the certificates of this workshop when they have done their project of writing. And the project have some steps: submitting the writing to the committee, and the committee will review the writing, and the draft will be returned to the participants. And after that, the participants submit the draft for the second time to the committee. And after that, the participants can accept their certificates. And the writings again will be selected to be published in online newsletter. This online newsletter actually has worked together with the department. So yes, it would be a nice achievements, or it would be a nice experience when you can find your works, your writing published in an online newsletter. So I mean here, this workshop will give you an excellent experience, especially for those who never written any travel writing, or although if you have written any travel writing in your own blog, that would be interesting. And also, yes, I think, and hopefully this workshop will give you more experience. Okay, that is all from me. I hope you can enjoy this workshop. Bu Lely, thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Bu Lisetio. I hope you are doing fine over there.
Oh,
So,
yes.
still early in the morning, right? So
Yeah, it's 4 a.m.
Right. Okay. So according to our agenda, we are going to enter to the first session of the materials that will be delivered by Professor Liz Amin, our beloved lecturer. So Bu Liz, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Laili. Good morning, everybody. Today, our topic of discussion will be travel writing, an overview. Well, first of all, I think that everybody loves traveling. So why is it that everybody loves traveling? Because, well, especially during the pandemic time like today, we almost never go anywhere and we feel stressful, distressed, so that we need some time to go out to see what is there outside our house. I hope that everybody is looking forward to going outside, to going to the other world, so that you are going to be able to find new experience, new insight, and also fresh air, so that you are going to be able to write something which is wonderful and useful for lots of people. Yeah. So I'm going to start now the material by sharing the screen. Okay, can everybody see the screen now? Hello, is the screen okay?
Yes, Bu Prof.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you very much. Yeah. So this is a picture of Genoa, one place in one city in Italy, in which all of the activities is done in the river. And this is a very famous spot, tourist spot in Italy. You have not been to Italy if you have not been here in Genoa. Yeah. Let me start with what.
Why is your screen only half of it?
Sorry,
Only half seen.
only
Yeah. Half seen.
half.
Nah, okay, that's okay. Ya, tadi cuma separuh.
Oh gitu. Ya karena operatornya terlalu canggih. Jadi, okay. Now we start with what travel writing is. Yeah, travel writing is actually writing about visiting different places. So when you go somewhere and you write your experience, what you see there, what happens to you, and how you feel, and you describe what you find there, then it is travel writing. So you write anything about what you see, what you experience, how you feel when you were there. That is travel writing. And travel writing here usually can be found in newspaper articles, and then literary nonfiction, and so the function of which is to entertain the reader and to inform. Frankly speaking, when I was a child, I was not a good girl. I love breaking rules made by my parents. And this makes me, being punished by my parents. I'm not allowed to go outside, because when I went outside, then I will break their laws that I should be on time when I return home. So in my house, there is a very strict law that children should be doing this at this time, doing that at the other time. And I always break the laws when I was outside. I didn't know why, because I was very involved when I played with my friends outside. But at home, we were provided with lots of books and also magazines. And the ones that I like most when I read is travel writing. I like, articles written by people who went somewhere, who went to Switzerland, who went to Italy, who went to Britain, who went to Australia, and lots of different parts of the world. But unfortunately, at that time, I was not a rich girl, so that I could not visit those places. But when people say about a certain place, then I know what it looks like, simply because I read lots of articles on travel writing. And now when I grew up, I have the chance to travel around Indonesia. At least today, until today, I haven't been to 25 provinces in Indonesia. And that was a very beautiful story. I could tell people, I could decide where to go because I visit those places. Well, now you visited these places virtually, but when I was young, I visited those places through the articles that I read, the articles on travel writing written by other people. Yeah, so that is the function, to entertain and to inform. And then who will be the audience? Yeah, as I have told you previously, that travel writing can be enjoyed by everybody, by people of all ages. It can be adults and it can be children. So I think most of you love to read travel writing, right? Travel articles. Why is it? Because it's always entertaining. Yeah. And then what to write when you are writing travel writing? You can write about places. You can write about places. For example, when you enjoy the, what is it, Laskar Pelangi, it might be you will be able to see the beauty of Kapel, Bangka Belitung, from the description given by Andrea Hirata. There is a novel, but in the novel, you can also see the beauty of the place from the writing. Yeah. You can also see, if you go to Mecca, for example, for Umrah or Hajj, well, Pak Koiri has experienced that. It might be that you want to write something about the view in Mecca or in Arafah or in what is it, Jabal Rahmah, for example. Yeah. So those places can be described well. If the writer is a good writer, then people will be able to experience also, to see also, see not visually, but will be able to describe in their mind how it looks like in Mecca, for example. Yeah, and then you can also write about the food that you can find. So what is something interesting about pecel, for example? Pecel is something which is usual, something that we always enjoyed in every breakfast. But pecel in Madiun might have different taste, might have different kind of vegetables, and might have different way of serving it from that of the ones in Surabaya. That is why if you visit one place or another places, then you can write about the food, the exotic food that you have. Well, if it happens that you were in Banyuwangi, for example, you will be able to write something about rujak soto. In Surabaya, you know rujak. In Surabaya, you know soto. But in Banyuwangi, you will be able to find rujak soto. Rasanya kayak apa ya? How is it the taste? How it looks like? How it was made? Then you can tell your reader in your travel writing about rujak soto, which is exotic. And also you can also write about the religious or spiritual experiences that you might have when you were in the place. Yeah. So one of the example is that, well, religious and spiritual experiences, not only experienced by people who visited the holy places like Mecca or maybe Medina, or maybe for those who were Catholics when you were in Rome, or maybe for the Christian if you were in Bethlehem. but the holy place, the place, the religious or spiritual experiences can also be experienced by those who visit, for example, Bromo, for instance. If you have a kind of spiritual experiences, or when you are in Bali, you can find or you experience something which is unusual and that inspires you to do something better. And then also you can also write about sports. For example, when you go to Raja Ampat, it might be that you want to write something about the beauty of the ocean, the beauty of the corals in the area. Or it might be that you want to write something if you visit Madura, and then you will be able to describe about Karapan Sape. Yeah? So that is a kind of sports that you will be able to write about those places when you visit it. And then how to write it. So normally, as I have mentioned previously, that because it is something about experience, then actually it start with the I as the writer. Yeah? Usually written in the first person, I, because you want to tell your experience. And then it is often in the form of descriptive, describing a place, describing food, describing people. It can be because you see how people there, for example, wears things differently from that of ours. You will also be able to describe the events there. And as a literary nonfiction, it is always entertains or informs the reader about something. So when you read something about travel writing, travel articles, you will have information about those places. I should give you a kind of tips. Yeah, if you want to visit one place, it is better if you prepare yourself with knowledge about those places so that you know what you are going to do. Yeah. So for example, Pulisetio at present is in Debrecen. It is a place in Hungary. And I know that in Hungary, there is one place which is beautiful in Budapest. That is the Danube. I do not know how to spell it correctly, but there is a song, a very beautiful song, that is the Blue Danube. And the river there flows to 16 different countries in Europe. Do you think that I know that? No, I haven't been to Hungary. I haven't been to Germany, but I know that the river flows to those countries and another 16 different countries in Europe. And the song is very beautiful. How do I know that? Well, because I read a lot. Yeah. So if you want to know a lot of things about the places that you want to visit, then you should read a lot about those places. Mungkin Filistio nggak tahu ya kalau di situ ada Danube, ada Sungai Danube yang indah sekali waktu malam dan bisa dinikmati di jembatan di Budapest. Ini hebatnya orang yang suka dengan travel writing. Okay. Why writing about travel? Yeah, there should be reason. Why is it that you write something about travel? First of all, it might be that you want to share your experience. So when I write something about going to Hajj for the pilgrimage, I'd like to share my experience when I was there. I want to write something about Pintu 25. Pintu 25 is a very important place for the pilgrims, simply because Pintu 25 or Gate 25 is the gate where pilgrims can pilgrim finish their sa'i. And normally when you went for the SAI, usually will get lost from your group. Yeah, there are big groups and people, because they walk using their own pace, so they might finish their SAI not at the same time, and usually people get lost. But to me, Pintu 25 or KIT 25 is important, because when I went there, I always tell my friends, if it happens that I get lost or you get lost, I will be staying at KIT 25, yeah, so that you must be able to find me there. Do not go from KIT 25 until you find me. Jadi pintu 25 itu bagi saya pintu keramat. Dan kenapa? Karena ketika orang selesai dengan SAI-nya, pasti pintu yang akan dia lihat pertama adalah lawang 25. Lu kok tahu persis? Ini enggak banyak orang yang niteni, tapi saya niteni lah pintu 25 itu. Yeah, that is travel writing. Yeah. So you will not be able to get lost. You will be in group again with your friends if you stay on KIT 25 until a certain time and until you meet your friend. Nah, kalau komitmen itu dipegang, nggak akan ada orang yang hilang setelah SAI. Nah. And then another reason why is it writing about travel is that you want to have publisher pay your travel. Yeah. How come? Yes, when you submit your work to a publisher, then they will pay you a certain money, a certain amount of money. Or another reward for the travel writer is that you are going to be able to fly freely if you submit your work to a certain magazine, in-flight magazine. Yeah. If I should give you an example, is Pak Santiko Buti's son. Toto Santiko Buti is one of the regular contribution for Lion Air magazine. Yeah. He writes a lot about places in Indonesia and in Lion Air magazine. And when I asked Pak Santiko, kok Toto rajin banget ya nulis untuk Lion Air? Beliau bilang katanya, ya enak kok nulis buku lu ngoneng dindi gratis. So using his experience, his skill in writing, in travel writing, he is able to get free ticket from the airlines to travel around Indonesia. I do not know how frequent it is, but at least once a month, you can go anywhere freely if you submit your work regularly to the airlines. Yeah. And also you can make it as a job. Yeah. So a number of people, a number of journalists writes travel writings because it is their job and they love it. So one of the news anchor in Metro TV, the beautiful girl, I do not remember her name now, but I think she is still in Metro TV. She travels around the world, around Indonesia, by being a journalist. Yeah, so in this case, she is able to make money from her job as a travel writer. And also she is able to visit lots of places freely because of her knowledge, because of her skills in travel writing. But now she is also a TV anchor, so that she can publish her work not only in the form of writing, but also in the form of video. Now, so it seems very interesting to be a travel writer. Yeah. So you can have a lot of experience by visiting a lot of different places that for common people, it must be very expensive. But for the travel writers, the expensive of the travel can be covered by the incentive that they get from the publisher. So that is why being a travel writer is very promising. Yeah, but to become a travel writer, you should have a special trait. What is the traits of a travel writer? So first of all, you have to be very curious. You have to know. You have to have the spirit of exploring lots of different places. You should have enough energy to explore those things. And then secondly, you have a keen eyes to capture the unexpected. You should be very, what do you call it? Very sharp eyes on things that it might be not under the spotlight. You should be able to spotlight a certain event or a certain place or maybe a certain food, just like what I said previously, that rujak dan soto itu adalah sesuatu yang biasa. But when it comes to rujak soto, then it is different. And you should be able to write what is it. In the example, I will give you that tea is something which is very common. We drink tea every day. I say that it is our daily beverage. But in the eyes of a travel writer, tea can be something which is different. Later, I'm going to give you the example. And then another thing is that you should be able to unearth uninteresting fact about people and places. What is it, unearth, uninteresting? Something which is considered as uninteresting should be seen from different point of view so that people will be able to see it as something which is special. Yeah. So that is why you have to have a very good knowledge on the places that you visit. So if you visit one place and you want to write something, then you are going to be able to see it from different angles. Just like when I say that Lawang Slawi, saya menyebutnya Lawang Slawi, Gate 25 in Masjidil Haram, is a very special spot for me, simply because I've got the experience to go there several times. And then I always see that, yes, Lawang Slawi itu adalah sesuatu yang bagi saya berarti banget. Kenapa? Karena ketika banyak orang hilang dan sebagainya, saya tahu kok banyak orang hilang ya karena saya beberapa kali ke sana. Jadi tapi nggak perlulah kamu harus beberapa kali ke sana untuk bisa menulis sesuatu. But you have to be very, You have to know what is it that it is something special. That is why I always recommend that before you visit one place, you should know at least a bit about those places so that you will be able to find details when you were there. That is why a travel writer should be a very good reader. You will not be able to write well unless you read a lot. Okay, now this is the example of some contributors in the travel writing. And I take this from Colors. Colors is the magazine, the in-flight magazine of Garuda Indonesia. And in these places, in this magazine, in this edition, there are 5 contributors. Some are Indonesian and some are foreigners. Yeah, the foreigners can be from everywhere. And in every edition of the magazine, there are different contributors. So they are not the the journalist of the airlines magazine, but this is the contributor, those who are not working in the magazine, but they contribute their articles in the magazine. Yeah, so this is one thing. This is not written by the contributor. Yeah, this is written by the journalist of the airlines magazine. Yeah, so this is the picture which is interesting. This is about the picture of women in Dayak. All people in Dayak, the origin, the people of the tribes in Kalimantan are normally called Dayak. Yeah, they are Dayak Ngaju, Dayak, apalagi lupa saya, ada 5, 6, 7, 8 suku Dayak. Salah satunya Dayak Ngaju. And this is in Malino. There was a kind of tradition, a kind of festival. Yeah, and people there women there usually wears this kind of outfit, this kind of accessories when they were attending the festival. Yeah. So it is stated in the Dayak women were photographed at the festival at Malino. Dayak communities are found in all provinces of Kalimantan Island. Elongated earlobes. Nah, so unfortunately, the earlobes here is not elongated. So actually, the Dayak women have a very long earlobe, ya. Jadi kupingnya ini diberi hiasan-hiasan sehingga kupingnya itu molor gitu ya. Jadi bolongannya bukan bolongannya siji tapi gowo. That is something special about Dayak women. Yeah. And that is something which is unusual for people nowadays. That is why yang ini agak panjang ini kupingnya, tapi yang lain ini tidak panjang. Tapi ini belum panjang. Kalau yang kakek-kakek, nenek-nenek itu biasanya kupingnya bisa sampai sepanjang ini, sampai ke sini. Yeah. So this is something which is interesting about those people, and to attract the reader to read it, then usually we have what is the so-called the lead. Ya, jadi ada lead. Ini namanya lead. So if you at the SMA maybe you write you learn something about newspaper writing or things like that, then you should have what is the so-called lead. Ini adalah lead. Dayak communities are found in all provinces island. Elongated and titles are among the characteristics of the people. Ini namanya lead. Ya. So to attract people to read your article, you have to make a kind of lead. Yeah. Okay. And then another example is, well, this is another example for the short writing. As I previously told you that the writing is usually start with using the first person narrator. Yeah. So it is written by Ranar Pradipto, one of the contributor. Yeah, one of the contributor, and this is his identity. Normally, because you are a contributor, you are not working permanently for this for the airlines. So you should write your identity, who you are, and then in this article he writes something about unity in diversity. Yeah, about so travel photography. So he writes something about travel photography, unity in diversity. So this is the background, how he happens to like the travel photography. It is stated that Indonesia is a country blessed with more than blah, 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 islands scattered across blah, 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 blah. This is something usual about Indonesia. And recently I have been making regular trip to various parts of Indonesia and I portray them. So this is the story, how he became interested in travel writing. And then through travel photography, I'm able to introduce the diverse tradition and culture that belong to the Indonesian nation. This will be eroded by modernization, will be washed away by the modernization. But I see photography as a tool that can be used to freeze them all, just to preserve it in a frame of memories. If tradition and culture do disappear, my photograph can serve as a showcase to remind us how rich they once were. So this is the background, how he happens to like travel photography. And he gave one of his work about Gandrung dance in Banyuwangi. And this is the story. Because Garuda Indonesia is not only a national flight, but also it flies to around the world. So it is written, the article is written not only in Bahasa Indonesia, but also it is written in English. So if it happens that you know English, then it is your privilege to be able to write in both languages. Okay, and this is Vicaria, no, previously, yeah. The fairy garden here in Lembang, this is when people tell something about the place. This is a new place. Lembang is normally known as just like Batu in East Java. But it now has new tourist attraction, what is the so-called Lodge Maribaya with the fairy garden. And in this article, the writer tells us what people can do or what people can have in the fairy garden. So it is supposed to be for children. Yeah, and then this is Vicaria Lestari. Vicaria Lestari is one of the writers in the In-Flight Garuda In-Flight magazine, and she writes something about tea. As I have previously told you, that tea is something which is something usual for us. We drink it every day, but we never know the story behind it. Yeah? And Vicaria Lestari, when she went to one place in Tegal, if I'm not mistaken, in Central Java, then he found that mochi itu ngeteh gitu ya kalau di daerah Jawa Tengah ya. Biasanya tehnya disebut sebagai teh poci. What is a poci? A poci is a kind of what is it? Tea maker made from earth, and it was used, ya ini ya adalah mochi ya Tegal ya, mochi. Sementara di Indonesia daerah Tegal Jawa Tengah terkenal dengan tradisi mochinya. Mochi itu apa? Minum teh yang dari tea, dari poci. Terkenal dengan tradisi mochi yang berasal dari kata poci. Banyak pembahasan mulai dari obrolan ringan sampai topik berat yang dilakukan sambil mochi, sambil minum teh. Nah, so this is the story behind the tea. Nah, bagaimana kok orang bisa suka teh? Ya, how is it that people drink tea? Whether tea is originally from Indonesia? Then, from reading the articles, then I understand that it is not the origin of Indonesia. Tea is actually an imported plant. Yeah? So who brings it here? Who brings it here is Germany. Some people from Germany who works for the EIC. EIC is VOC-nya Inggris. Kalau di Indonesia kita mengenal ya. Kalau di Indonesia kita mengenal VOC, kalau di India itu IEC itu Inggris yang menjajah, tetapi ini yang membawa adalah orang Belanda yang bekerja untuk IEC. Ya. Ya. And then he brings along with him the tea, and it was planted actually for the what is it? Tanaman hias. It's not for plantation, but it is to make people happy to have it at home. And it was planted in one of the big houses in Jakarta. Then later you will be able to read the story on the next page. Yeah. Yeah, on the next page. Until why is it then? Now we have this certain type of tea in Indonesia. Jadi yang kemudian ditulis adalah tentang sejarah bagaimana teh itu kemudian dibuat sejarahnya. Jadi nanti dibaca sendiri kalau kemudian punya artikelnya ini ya. Nanti apa namanya slide-nya ini akan silahkan untuk dibagi untuk dibaca sebagai contoh. Okay, so that is the one thing that is interesting about tea, how a travel writer writes about tea. And then, as I have previously mentioned, that the readers of travel writing is not only adults. So this article is for adults, but we also have a children corner. Yeah, so this is an example of children corner in an in-flight magazine because it is for children. So normally the text is simple, using simple languages, and also very short description because children do not enjoy reading long articles. So just like this one, this is an example of sleepyheads. What is it, sleepyheads? This furry animal can sleep up 8 until 18 hours a day. As their diet of eucalyptus has limited nutrients and calories, they sleep a lot to save energy. Now, the sleepyhead. This is called sleepyheads. This is the name of an animal, and it is called sleepyhead because it sleeps a lot for 18 hours. And normally it is called Joyce. Who is it, Joyce? Joyce is the baby koala. Laili yang pernah di Australia, have you ever seen the sleepyhead? Maybe you do not know. Yeah. Whether you know that sleepyhead eats eucalyptus leaves? Yeah. That is, so this is the sleepyhead. The sleepyhead here is the baby koala. The big one is koala. That is the endemic animals of the Australia. And the baby koala was usually called Joyce. Yeah. And it lives for 6 months in the mother's pouch. Jadi seperti apa ya? Seperti kanguru yang ada kantongnya, ibunya itu the Joyce here stays for 6 months in the mother's pouch, and the pouch is for sleeping and eating. And then, even though it looks like a bear, but it is not a bear. Jadi ini adalah apa? Beruang kecil, beruang kecil. Tapi ini bukan beruang. It is not a baby bear, but it is the baby koala, the choice. And then eucalyptus. What is eucalyptus? Eucalyptus. What is it? The baby koala can consume until 1 kilogram of eucalyptus leaves in a day. Jadi berapa eucalyptus leaves yang dibutuhkan? Nah ini kalau di Indonesia eucalyptus leaf-nya itu dari minyak kayu putih, itu sudah berapa kilo minyak kayu putih ya. Nah, so this is a kind of knowledge that we should know that that children can have from the in-flight magazine. And also the next one is about This is about Indonesia, about the Sasak people. Yeah, they have the traditional house, and then also the traditional cloth, yeah, cloth weaving. Yeah, the traditional house. What is something interesting about the traditional? Well, this is the format of the house. This is the house of the Sasak people. You can find it in Sade village, the Desa Sade. But what is interesting about the Sasak's house is that the floor is not made from cement or tile, but the floor was covered using the cow dung. What is it? The poopies of the cow, but it is not smelly. So people write it like this. And the Sasak people also believe that cow dungs will repel insect. Jadi akan menjauhkan insect and also the magical attack. Jadi kalau di apa jenis ini wong Banyuwangi disantet gak mandi karena floornya itu dilumuri dengan kotoran sapi. Ya, benar apa enggak saya enggak tahu. But this is what Sasak people believe. And then the cloth weaving here. This is the one of the culture in Sasak that for a girl to get married, you should be able to weave 3 pieces of clothes for you yourself, for your husband, and then for your mother-in-law. Jadi untuk jadi anak gadis Sasak itu berat. Dia harus bisa menenun 3 kain sebelum dia menikah. Kalau belum bisa menenun 3 kain, maka dia belum boleh menikah. Itu katanya orang Sasak, orang Lombok. Ya. And then also you can have the culture here. The culture here is just like stick fighting. Yeah, stick fighting. So for the boys, yeah, if the girl should be able to weave 3 pieces of clothes for herself, her husband, and also her mother-in-law. But for the boys, if they want to get married, then they should be able to fight, yeah, using the stick fighting, or in that word, it is called tarung presean. Yeah, this is a kind of martial arts, and they live in Sate village, and this is the cloth of the people in Lombok. Sorry, in Lombok, the women's clothes is called lambung, and the men's clothes is called pekon. Well, I think this is what I can send to you today. If you have any question, I will answer it right away. Okay, the question is there in the chat box. Is that right?
Yeah, Bu Prof, but the committee is actually, kind of change the format for today's workshop. We want to have the panel discussion later at the end.
Okay.
Adam,
If you want to change the format, when it's
right.
okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you
I will
very
answer
much.
the question later.
Right. Thank you very much, Bu Prof, for the very interesting session. So I am inviting our second speaker today, Pak Adam. Good morning, sir. Sir, right. So Bu Prof, because Pak Adam is
hi.
right. So yeah. So please kindly turn on your camera.
Could you wait, please?
I see Mas Ucup.
Can you see me?
Yes, sir. So I finally see you somewhere in the sky. Right. So I need to start your screen, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Thank you for the committee. Thank you, Prophetess Amin, and all my seniors and colleagues. This is very interesting and honorable, where I can share some of, not all of my experience, but I also will try to share of my friends and colleagues' experiences in travel writing, and to show what do we call nowadays is as a gigs jobs opportunity. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pak Adam, excuse me. Can you please speak like a bit louder so we can hear your beautiful voice clearer? Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear it now? Because I need to put
Loud
it
and
close my
clear.
mouthrophones in front of
Mhm.
my mouth, my lips. Sorry.
Thank you.
Ya, mungkin karena saya di luar angkasa, Bu.
Yeah, you're probably right. So please continue, sir.
Yeah. Um, once again, it's very honorable and interesting to share some of other experiences and my materials, even only in kind of like small slides where I also can show to the participants here the use of trifle writing, yeah, especially from kind of our expertise in language, yeah, literature and linguistics departments. As we know, because it's a it becomes a new career opportunity, yeah, if you try to find out in one of the undang-undang, yeah, Kemenkraf. Let me show you later. This travel writing and travel broker, yeah, become two of career opportunity nowadays, which not all of Indonesian youth, yeah, love to do it, but as Prophet Amin said, everybody must love traveling. Yeah. So now, let me share some of my slides to strengthen what Prophet Amin gave to us about travel writing itself. Sebentar. Sudah keluar belum, Bu?
Not yet, sir.
Oh, wait. Something wrong. Oh, it's still working. Okay. God. Share. How about now?
Okay, it's on now. So
Okay.
do the slideshow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope you haven't forgot your morning coffee, because that's why I put it, yeah, coffee, a cup of coffee in my slides background. Yeah, later on I will also share some of links where you can share your travel writing product, yeah, worldwide. Now, why should travel writing? Why travel writing? So we have like three at least main reasons. One, because a part of applied linguistics and language. Yeah. So sometimes we have just talked about it yesterday in our department when we invited AJEF. Is what is it stand for, Bu Laili? AJEF East Java Ecotourism Forum. Yeah, East Java Ecotourism Forum. The leader or the founders of this AJEF is our alumni. Yeah, they have 12 years experiences in ecotourisms. Now, applied linguistic and language, as I informed that there are two kind of, number two main reasons, new career opportunity nowadays, we can offer to the students. We can offer to people or anyone who are in language department. Yeah, part of applied linguistic and language, and it is new career opportunity nowadays. And then inform, and the last main reason is inform and share to others. So this is as our willingness to share our view side, our experiences, our joyness to others in writing. Yeah. What does it offer? Discovery of places, that you visit, that we visit. Anything, as Prof. Amin said, it won't only places. Yeah, will be also like food, art, culture product, and etc. Even people. Yeah, even people, if you see kind of new people, characters, new characters in society, that in new places that you visit, you can just write it. Now review. Yeah, as a review of things in travel writing as a content, be free. Yeah. The third offer, introducing a place. Yeah, commonly we write about place, but later on we will see, in the next of my slides, even academicians like us who work in university also can use this travel writing to stick on with our job. Yeah. Personal interests. If we love to travel or traveling, or maybe during traveling we haven't enough time to open our laptop and to write, you can just write, type it in your smartphone, and then later on give opportunity to write it. And might also just put in our social media. Now, this is also kind of intellectual interest. How can academician use it? One of the blog that I've found in the internet is belong to John Hawke's web blog. It's a paleontography, genetic and evolutions. It's very interesting to follow his review, his descriptions about his major or his expertise related with environments, and biology. Here they go. Like this is from the first page of his blog in English. Mostly we can, because it is mostly the participants of this webinar are from English department students. You can write the travel writing in English language, but how about in Indonesia? Can we share it in Indonesia? Why not? Yeah. So let's just make it bilingual or multilingual. Put it put put your Japanese language or Mandarin language into your into your travel writing. Yeah, or mix it, then make it interesting. So why not? Yeah. So this is how language department student will do. Yeah, make it interesting, not only the contents of your travel writing, but your language. Yeah, this is just a kind of example that I put in my slide where we can figure out how can academicians like John yeah, use travel writing during his research and etc. Now, this is also someone that we know. Prativi has her own blogs, yeah, and she also regularly posts in Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, about her experiences from traveling. Yeah, she writes about places, people, characters, and etc. And Mr. Hoyri is here now in our in this room with us. Yeah, so I note I highlight a part that he named as feature travel. Yeah, there's a column in his. This is a website. Yeah, when while Memprativi's page is a blog, and this is a website. Mr. Hoyli has a website where there is a feature travel part in his website. Yeah, and the category here, the feature travel contain, yeah, you may see and you may visit to his website, and this is what I've already read from his travel writing. Yeah, he has two part of Tour de Europes. Yeah, not only the places about the places about, but also about his experiences, especially about literacy, because his expertise in literacy. So let's go on. What's so good about travel writing? Sorry, I will be very short, maybe, Bu Laili. What's so good about travel writing? No citations. Yeah, we don't need to recite. Kita tidak perlu recite ya, teman-teman ya. Tidak seperti academic writing. Yeah, no citation at all. So be free to write this travel writing. Reflections, yes. People will see your point of view, how interesting, how unique you are. Yeah, to see world, to see your environments, people around you, and etc. And then the intellectual exercise. To be honest, if there's a questions about my product in travel writing, I write, but it's only small in paragraph, but I take pictures a lot. Ya, saya lebih banyak memfoto, memvideokan. Menulisnya hanya 2-3 paragraf saja. And then the bad part is I rarely post it, even in website. But yeah, because the next slide is where we can publish it, Instagram. Now, actually, I put a kind of screenshot of one of the digital media that I manage together with some of friend, but I don't know, hilangan, mohon maaf. But first, Instagram. Oh, yeah. Why should I put Instagram here in the first place? Because we know it's easy to post. Yeah, yeah, easy to post. Like nowadays, Instagram as a kind of policy to fill someone's account with real, yeah, apa real, video ya, video ya, real ya, yeah, real. Then you can you can post video with, yeah, your speech, and also you can also put some words below, yeah. So it's quite interactive now with the social media. As we know that Instagrams belong to Facebook, yeah, you also can relate it with Facebook, yeah, or connect it with Facebook, sorry, yeah. Now everyone in travel writing, I gave examples of blogs and websites of academicians, yeah, but nowadays if you want to start a travel writing, don't be nervous and don't be like apa penyakit anak muda sekarang itu, insecure, yeah, that you cannot write a lot. Post your writing with video and pictures, yeah. So because Bu Laili is multimodals in multimodals expertise. She knows how this video and pictures, yeah, can really interact with people, yeah. So if you want to be very interactive, or your product of travel writing, especially if you want to put it in your social media account, please, yeah, put some of your pictures in a while traveling, yeah, and then add paragraph. Later on you will practice, you will get, yeah, automatically practice your writing, yeah. Number 3 is personal blog and website. As we know, sorry, as we know that in previous slides, even now there is a Mr. Hoiri also in this room, yeah. He has his personal website, not only personal blog, but is also quite active in social media. This is very nice. This is the ability of someone who able to share everything, yeah, to others, not only to his students, to our colleagues, but also worldwide. Remember, at the beginning of internet opened in Indonesia, well, 1999, 2000, yeah, where we recognize as Y2K, yeah, we were very concerned about viruses, about doom, trouble, face in the future. But look, world windows open, yeah, unlimited, where you can share everything. Suddenly someone can be very rich, yeah, with their share, especially in the last point in this social media, YouTube, yeah. And the social media, we don't write a lot, but we take video a lot, yeah. But we can put descriptions of what we share in the video of our YouTube, right? So can we relate this travel writing with the YouTube share after we share or put it in other social media like Instagram and Facebook? As we remember, Instagram and Facebook are also in one company with YouTube. Yeah, so remember this. Now, because this is a kind of career opportunity, and one of our main purpose to do this travel writing is to share, yeah, to others and get well known by others in the internet. Don't forget to use this social media, yeah, because it's worldwide known. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are in one company, yeah, where you can share your travel writing and make a video and photos, yeah, they can relate it each other, and then voila, yeah, they will be your personal manager in the internet. Yeah. So as I said, I try to screenshot and put it in my slide, where I also can invite you to, or dare you to write in our media. Maybe I can share this. Um, oh, yeah. Yeah. So maybe you can share your travel writing and become one of our contributor. Yeah. In Good News from Indonesia, and also in, yeah, one of, yeah, the networks of Good News from Indonesia in Southeast Asia with the English content. Yeah, this is written by one of our colleague, Mas Ari. He always becomes the one who do this travel writing because he's traveling a lot. Yeah. Um, this is a good news from South Asia. You can also become a contributor here within English language. Yeah. Except you can post in your personal social media. Train yourself to familiarly use internet, social media. That would be apa ya? Be more what kind of appropriate word that I can use in English? Apa ya? Maybe like match. Yeah, match your your want to train travel writing and your propose to maybe become a travel writer, yeah, to get money, yeah, to get success, to be well-known travel writer. Itu aja sih menurut saya. Ya, jadi menggunakan social media, training to write, train to write, and share it. Yeah, become contributors in media, which can accept your writing product. And yeah, it's a good way to at least become a gig workers in nowadays. Yeah, I think that's all for me, Bu Laili. It's a kind of 10 minutes, a short 10 minutes. I wouldn't share my photos while I travel, but I share some of my colleagues, Mr. Khoiri and Upratiwi, personal blog and personal website. And I also dare to the participants here who want to contribute to our media, yeah, where we have categories in pages to accept travel writing product. Yeah, thank you, Bu Laili. I give it back to you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Sir, Mr. Adam Damanuri, for very interesting experience sharing with all of us here in the workshop on travel writing. And now I'm going to spotlight you and also Bu Prof. Do you mind opening your camera for us? So we will proceed to the Q&A session. And I will add the spotlight to you as well, Prof. Right. So wait a moment. How can I? Okay, wait a moment.
Okay, Bu Lely.
Yeah, Prof, we actually have several questions for you from the participants. So probably you have also read that in the chat box, but I will read that to you. So
Okay.
we have a question from Iren from Abdurrahman Saleh University. She asked, should a travel writer write something that only comes from his or her own experience, or it can be taken from another source like other people's experience, or like explanation or internet?
Yeah. So basically, when you want to write something about travel, yeah, so travel experience, it will be a lot better if you experience it yourself. Why is it? Because what is it there? You see it by yourself. If you just take it from the internet, or maybe from others people, what is it?
Harriet?
Experience, then it is not something that you really experience it. You really how you feel it. Yeah? So it will be very different. Yeah? So the best way to do travel writing, or to write something about traveling, is to experience it yourself. Why is it? Because this is what makes it different from others people. Yeah, from others. Your experience must be very personal, and that what makes your experience, your writing, different from others. So suppose that everyone here goes to, let's say, Tanjung Perak, for example, or to Kenjeran, a very common place that everybody knows. Yeah? But maybe I have different from experience from that of others. And I will write things from my point of view, from my angles. And different people might write it from different angles with different objects to describe. And this will make things different. But if you only hear from everybody's, then the description will not very elaborate. This is the difference. Yes, of course you can write it from what other people tell you, but the description will not very detailed. So for example, here I give you Pak Khoiri's book. Yeah, Pak Khoiri's book here. Oh, well, can you see it? Yes. Can you see it now? Jejak Budaya. Ini saya cuma numpang beken saja karena kebetulan saya memberi pengantarnya. Jadi ini nama saya ada di depan sini juga. Ini nama saya, ini bukunya Pak Khoiri. Jadi saya harus mengakui bahwa ini bukunya Pak Khoiri. Apa yang ditulis Pak Khoiri? What Pak Khoiri has written here is something which is personal, because he experienced things by himself. For example, when he went to Pontianak, I have been to Pontianak. I have been to Tugu Katulistiwa, the Equator Menara. But Pak Khoiri write it differently from that of what I experienced, from what I know. Yeah, because when I was there in Tugu Katulistiwa in Pontianak, it happens that my friend and I make a kind of experiment there, that the eggs can stand. Jadi telur itu biasanya kalau ditaruh kan tidur ya, tidur apa maksudnya itu?
Gelundung.
Nah, but at that time we can make a kind of experiment that when it is put right straight in the equator, it will be able to stand up like this. Jadi bukan gelundung begini, tetapi telurnya bisa berdiri begini. This is what might be different.
Yeah, that's right.
That might be different. The experience that Pak Khoiri have and what I have. Yeah. So this is what makes travel writing personal and unique from that of others.
Right. Okay, thank you, Bu Prof, for answering Iren's question. Now we move to Siti, still from Abdurrahman Saleh University. She asked how to be a good writer, how to get money from writing an article.
Well, to be a good writer, you have to learn to write a lot. Yeah. So if you want to be a good writer, you have to learn a lot. Yeah, you have to learn to write a lot. Before you learn to write a lot, as I have previously said, that you have to read a lot. Yeah. So I like reading travel writing, travel article when I was young, when I was very young, when I still learning to read. Yeah. That is why I know lots about different places in the world, not only in Indonesia, but also in other countries, even though I haven't been there. When I was in Britain, one of my friends told me, Liz, have you ever been to those places before? Because every time we went to one place, we planned to go to one place, and I always told her that, well, in that place we are going to be able to see this. Oh, you will be able to find that things in, let's say, in Edinburgh, for example, in Glasgow, for example. Have you been to England before? She asked me that, and I said, no, this is my first time to go to Britain. How is it that you know those places? Simply because I read a lot. I read from any sources. I read magazine. I read newspapers. I also read whatever I have at home. Yeah, I love reading still when I was still a very young girl until nowadays. I always enjoy reading everything. Yeah. So if you want to be a good writer, read a lot, then you are going to be able to learn how to write. Yeah. But it does not automatically that you can, when you read a lot, then automatically you can write. But writing is another skills that you should always polish. You should always polish. Up to now, I'm still learning how to write well. I know that, well, when writing academic papers, I know that I will be able to write academic papers easily. Then I have to write travel writing, simply because travel writing has different traits. Pak Koiri is very good at travel writing, but when he has to write academic writing, it might be that he will find it something which is different, where it's not, ini bukan saya gitu, nggak gue banget. Nah, saya kebalikannya ketika saya harus menulis yang populer, saya tuh bahasa saya udah beda. Yeah, so it happens also to Bu Sirikit. I think you know Bu Sirikit. Bu Sirikit is one of my senior. Yeah, Bu Sirikit is a very good journalist. He also graduated from UNESA in 1983. Yeah. He was one of Pak Budi Dharma's favorite students. And she is a journalist and she writes a lot. And when she did her S3 degree, she found it difficult to finish the dissertation because the style of writing is different. Yeah. So style of writing is difficult. And Pak Budi Dharma is a very good person because he's able to write academic papers very well in harmonium and also soliloquy. Those are the academic papers that he wrote, but he also writes well for the novels and
stories
and short stories. Yeah, and in short stories and novels, parts of the travel writing was there because short story writer or novelist should be able to describe place very well. Yeah. So people with those kind of things are very difficult to find. Saya sekarang lagi belajar menulis bagaimana bisa menulis populer. Karena bahasa saya ini cenderung bahasa yang kaku, bahasa yang sangat akademik. Tidak sama dengan bahasanya Pak Koiri. Pak Koiri ini renyah sekali kalau menulis. Ya. Bahasa dia sangat renyah karena dia bahasanya bahasa populer. Begitu masuk ke dunia akademis mungkin ya saya tahu beliau mampu, tetapi beliau akan merasa kesulitan untuk menyesuaikan diri kembali dalam dunia akademik. Ini ya saya tidak tahu Pak Koiri mengakuinya atau tidak, tapi yang jelas ini adalah fakta yang harus dihadapi seperti saya menghadapi. And a good a good writer should actually have those two traits. Especially for those who live in an academic life and the life of the life outside there. Ya, jadi yang orang yang menggeluti dua dunia itu ya harus dua apa ya? Dua
genre besar.
genre besar yang harus dikuasai. Ini yang kalau bisa dua-duanya itu bagus sekali, tapi sulit menyeimbangkan. Ya, that is very difficult to make it balance. Okay. And then how to make money? Well, how to make money from writing? Well, as I have told you previously, you can send your articles to newspapers, to a magazine, or you can publish it. If you are a good writer, then you can publish it. Yeah. And people make money from travel writing. That is why your writing should be very personal and have a special kind of characteristic that makes it different from the other writer. So you can always make money from writing.
Right.
Okay.
So thank you, Prof. And we have also a question from Cindy Prasika, still from Abdurrahman Saleh University. What if you want to write about a culture, but in a pandemic situation like this, that restrict us from traveling? So how do we write it to make it look interesting?
Yeah, so in pandemic era, we hardly ever travel. Yeah, but you can always try to find something which is interesting. I have a lot of things in my mind. Yeah, one of the example is, well, I use my daughter's computer today, so I cannot tell you what I have written during the pandemic era. So I write something about pandemic. I have collected about 12 articles on pandemics, and maybe one of the article that can belong to the travel writing is something like how to go shopping during the pandemic era, how to how to make your stock at home ready for your family during the PPKM. That is something which is interesting, that might be different from families to families. So normally you go shopping to the shop or maybe to the market. But during the pandemic era, you are not able to go to those places. So you have to know how to make use of your garden.
Right.
Yeah, how to make use of your garden, how to make use of anything that you can have at home. So, for example, if you want to have the bean sprout, kecambah, yeah. Well, today you can go simply to the market because there is a relaxation on the PPKM. But before that, we are restricted to go to the market. So what I did at home is I just soak the mung beans for one night or two days to get the bean sprout. Ya, untuk bikin kecambah mau bikin pecel, bumbunya pecel ono, tapi cambahe ka ono, nang pasar ora iso, bakul sayur ora dodol. Jadi akhirnya sebagai ibu rumah tangga ya oke, ya wes. Kacang hijau dikum rong dino dengan air bolak-balik diganti. Ya. Akhirnya jadilah saya bakul pecel, bakul cambah. Meskipun itu untuk konsumsi rumah sendiri. That is an experience that you can do during the pandemic era, or how to save your stock. Yeah. So this is a kind of how can I write things like that? Well, I've got the experience from reading novel. Ya, jadi ini bacaan saya itu apa? Ya. From reading a novel. When I was teenagers. Well, when I was teenagers, I have a look at I looked at television series, Little House on the Prairie, and at that time, one of the episodes is about living in a very long winter time. The winter time, Norbit is normally 3 months. It happens until 7 months in the North America during the 1890 something. And winter time at that time was very difficult because it lasted for 7 months. And when I have children, I bought my daughter's books, and then I found the book, and from that I learned how people in Western country try to make their food safe during the winter time. So I learned, oh kalau gitu, kalau mau bikin ini, bikin itu, kalau mau survive pada masa yang sulit, itu harus seperti itu. Then when there is PSBB, there is PPKM in Indonesia, I take this experience as mine. Jadi saya melakukan sesuatu seperti apa yang dilakukan oleh ibu-ibu di Amerika Utara sana pada zaman itu, sebelum ada kulkas, sebelum ada apa ya, alat-alat untuk menyiapkan stok makanan untuk keluarga. Nah, so from the experience, this kind of experience, then I can get survive. So I should thank to God that until today I haven't ever experienced the COVID-19 syndrome. Why is it? Because I learned a lot from what I read. Yeah. So the experience how to live, yeah, and also the experience of how to get survive. So that is things that I learned. So everything that you get during even the pandemic era, that what you have can be a thing of travel writing. For example, if you want to get what is it? Well, my daughter has to go to Cibinong. She works for LIPI in Cibinong, and she returned home during the PPKM, during the PSBB at the time, the first PSBB, and she got the experience of how is it difficult to get back to Cibinong. That is another travel writing that she wrote. Ya. Jadi apa perjuangannya dia untuk bisa pulang ke Cibinong, karena dia pulang ke Surabaya ketika PPKM dimulai awal-awal dulu. Tapi kemudian ada peraturan bahwa pegawai tidak boleh jauh dari tempat bekerjanya. So if you work in Surabaya, then you have to stay in Surabaya. You have to live in Surabaya. That is and then she should return to Cibinong because her home base was there. And the difficulty is to what is it? To get survive from the blockage, from the policeman, from the soldier who what is it? Who should save the traffic. Then it is a kind of experience that will be difficult to imagine by normal people. Jadi menembus blokade polisi, menembus blokade tentara yang menjaga di setiap pintu tol, itu luar biasa sulitnya. Nah, itu juga bisa travel writing in the pandemic era. So whatever situation, you will always have the experience of doing the writing. So I think that is the answer to the question related with what to do during the pandemic era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much for this. Now, because due to time limitation, I'd like to proceed to questions addressed for Pak Adam. Sir, there are some questions from our participants. First from Frandini from Abdurrahman Saleh University. How can we arrange sentences when making travel stories coherently and clearly? And is there a spirit point that is important and must be conveyed? Because I remember you mentioned that you wrote, you post pictures and then you wrote like 1-2 paragraphs only. So probably his or her question is related to that. So how can we arrange sentences when making travel stories coherently and clearly?
Thank you. Now, if you post your travel writing in the internet, in social media, using like personal blogs or even those three companies, those three kind of social media in one company. If it is in internet, we have what do we call? We have sebentar, saya lupa namanya.
So
We have,
do you mean limitations? No?
sorry.
You mean limitation like in
No,
Twitter? We
no, no.
also have,
We have a standard. Yeah, something like a standard. Yeah, something
Mhm.
like a standard that is internet accepted, or our digital worldwide accepted nowadays. We know it as a SEO, yeah, search engine optimizer. So this is kind of the standards, yeah, an indicator where we can, yeah, coherent and correlate where what kind of apa ya, keyword, yeah, keyword that we want to put in our writing, even like in typography, even though that Google won't admit like less than 800 words, yeah, nowadays, yeah, but at least you try to trigger people who, yeah, who search a lot in the internet with these SEO search engine machines, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, first steps to make us preferably to write well, to train to write something in our travel writing, just post pictures. Well, I do agree with Prof. Liz. I mean, if we can make everything of our experiences, even in pandemic era, as a travel writing part topics. Yeah. And if I may give any additional answers of that proposed as a of a question proposed to Prof. Liz Amin, how to make money from this travel writing. Yeah, try to use this SEO and use these three social media who are in which are in one company. Yeah, so they can help you a lot to be your personal manager. Yeah, they will relate like actually I I review a lot. I review places a lot. Yeah, in Google. Now my I hate to say this because if people read my review of places in Surabaya or other places outside Surabaya in Google Map, you may see that I'm one of the reviewer with I don't know, maybe like 7 stars. Yeah, I review a lot because I travel a lot. But yeah, even in Sasia.co, I become a reviewer and editor with Ari, but I rarely post my writing. Yeah, so Buleli, my answers of these questions correlated with search engine optimizers, and we need to be apa ya, rajin-rajin rajin-rajin lihat ya by within SEO kind of keyword ya that appear a lot in the internet in search engine. Gitu aja Bu Laili.
Right. So, and then we also have questions, probably still related to that. So, how to actually publish our writing? So, this question is from Lasmi from IAIN Madura. So, because you are, kind of have relationship with GNFI or Goodness from Indonesia, you can probably tell from your knowledge of being part of GNFI. So
Yeah.
she also asked, wait a moment, because she also has some continuation here. Since we are personal and no citation provided, sometimes we are worried that our writing may not meet the publisher expectation. So would you share that, how to deal with that?
In good news from Indonesia, we make it free for all, but we still review it as our template, yeah, writing template, within the SEO OSO's criteria, but we make it free for all. I mean, everybody can be contributors, Buleli. And what's her name? I'm sorry. The one who asked the question, Buleli?
Sorry, what do you mean, sir?
What's her name? The one who asked
Oh,
question.
so it was from, wait a moment. So it was from Lasmi, Yai and Madura.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but that's me. Yeah. So maybe I forgot to share this. This is one of this is one of the latest share of contributors which we did together, and I suggested to put picture a lot, yeah, in Good News taken like September last month, 14th, yeah, because this is culinary travel, yeah, the title is Manjakan Lidah dengan Keunikan, yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, we also not for this article, we also took a article like this last 2 years ago with a lot of pictures of culinary, Madrid's culinary. So this is a kind of typical, yeah, typical article, travel writing, which put, yeah, pictures a lot, then paragraphs, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
some yeah, less words, yeah, sorry. So yeah, itu jawaban saya tadi dari pertanyaan Mbak Lasmi.
Lasmi.
Oh yeah, we make it free for all, but we have template. We only review it in small points, yeah. At least we could recognize that this article of our contributors itu has SEO criteria. Itu aja Bu Leli sebenarnya. Makanya itu
So,
dibuat.
you cannot tell us the criteria, or
Yeah,
is it
it's
secret?
free. Iya, bebas sekali, bebas,
Oh, so
bebas.
it's
Yeah,
free.
it's free for all. Jadi you can write anything there, even that we will do kind of editing, but only small points. Itu aja sebenarnya. Ya, itu sudah sangat membantu share contents in Good News from Indonesia. Something like that, especially if you are interested to share it also in, or maybe we can promote it in Southeast Asia. You can also translate it in English. That's it. Ya, sangat mudah sebenarnya, tapi kontributornya masih sedikit sih. Di
Okay,
Surabaya
thank you,
dan Madura sama-sama.
Right. So probably one question related to writer's block, I believe, from Alvin from Abdurrahman Saleh University. So he asked, does a travel writer ever get bored or tired while writing? And probably he tried to, kind of want us to put ourselves in as a writer's shoe, ya gitu ya. And he asked how to maintain consistency so that it's not, kind of slack for writing.
I think everybody has its ya titik kombinasi ya. Pasti bosan, pasti. That's why don't only write, take picture, take videos, yeah. Narrate your experience while traveling in front of your camera. Yeah, if show Mr. Khoiri's books, I will show you this. This is a kind of GoPro. Yeah, I have a GoPro, and then I can watch the review of my video while I'm traveling, and then I might put some of paragraph and screenshots the best pictures while I can enjoy by myself. Itu saya sebenarnya. I have actually hampir 1 terabyte koleksi foto buat personal sebenarnya. Saya jarang sekali untuk share, but once I remember that Mr. Khoiri put a picture of a baby in his computer background, and then I noticed at that time that's the picture that I took of my first daughter. Ya Pak Khoiri ya. Pak Khoiri waktu itu ambil di internet, foto dijadikan background laptop beliau. Lalu saya bilang, Pak, itu foto anak saya. Di Thomas, saya dapat dari internet. but I took picture and I didn't put any watermark. I share it for everyone. Itu sebenarnya sih kalau saya. I rarely put anything in there. So I let people just enjoy it. Yeah. Thank you, Buleli.
Right, thank you, sir. So probably last question.
Buleli. It seems there is, suggestion from Mas Ucup
I
Ahmad
already
Yusuf Firdaus.
sorry, sir.
There is, Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus. Itu ada seperti mengusulkan sesuatu itu apa? Mungkin mau tertarik.
Huh?
In chat box.
Okay.
Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus. Do you?
Yeah.
That.
Thank
So
you,
I have
Pak
already.
Khairi. Okay, this is actually just information because the committee gave us the link to the attendance list, but I tried to click on the attendance list, but it says that the form can only be viewed by the users in the honors organization.
All right. Do you mind pressing that, because I just changed the setting?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
No worries. So probably last question from Muhammad Ainur Rizal, which I believe is pretty much similar to Brittany's question. So it's related to writing of the excuse me, participants. Do you mind unmuting yourself? Thank you very much. Please, co-host, help me muting the unspoken participants. Thank you. So the question is related to the travel writing itself. So from Muhammad Ainur Rizal, he asked how to write well about traveling in order that our topic makes sense, which is, I believe, related to Brittany's question. So which part, to skip and which part to tell. So we have a good composition of the travel writing itself. Mr. Adam or Prof, please?
Yeah. Can I get my chance first, Prof, please? Ijin? Yeah, because this is interesting questions related what the plan, and planning, and after the traveling itself. I think how to enjoy traveling, just enjoy it. But before traveling itself, I believe we don't do it without any preparations. Yeah, we will figure out what kind of place that we will visit. Yeah, we will find some of references, then we can have information, a lot of informations, then we won't get lost. It means that only lost in physically, but also lost in our activity during the traveling itself. Jadi we won't waste our time while we're there. Yeah, that's the way we planning traveling, right? But then during the traveling itself, if you plan to write after or take pictures, proper pictures, videos and etc., from that planning of references taken before the traveling itself, you can do it after. During the traveling, just enjoy the traveling. Sometimes like in concert, nowadays people who watch concert, pretty busy with their smartphone to take video, picture. They forgot that they need to enjoy the musics, and enjoy the vibes. We can re-enjoy it in the YouTube. The management or the stakeholder will have it in YouTube and we can play it back all the time. But within our property, during our traveling, our own traveling, you can just enjoy it well before you take a preparation, references, and after that, document it not only in our memory but also by our tools or gears like video, camera, smartphone, and etc. That's it.
Right.
I think, Buleli.
Prof, please, do you want to add to that? Like which part to tell and which part skip? Boo, you are still muted.
Yes, sorry. Well, if you are a travel writer, when you go somewhere, there should be a kind of objective that you want to make money from what you see, from what you enjoy. Yeah. So my suggestion is that you collect as many information as possible about that specific place that you are going to visit, so that you will be able to decide what you want to do there, and then what seems to be interesting to write about. And this will make your writing or your your work will become focused. What I mean is that you can focus on things that you want to explore more, because when you want to explore more, you can not just go shopping, just go window shopping. Yeah. If you just go into shopping, then if you want to write something which is very detailed, travel writing should be very detailed. Why is it? Because it should attract people to read and visit the place. Yeah. If you just window shopping there, you will miss the place or the spot or maybe things that is interesting for people. That is interesting to you and also interesting for other people. That is what is important, because you want to make money from that. Kalau tujuannya ke sana itu hanya sekedar sightseeing, seperti saya misalnya cuma mau jalan-jalan aja, ya oke, you just go sightseeing. Namanya juga sightseeing, ya dilihat apa aja yang bisa dilihat. Just like when you do window shopping in a mall. Mau ngapain, Bu? Oh, cuma mau window shopping aja. Ya sudah, jalan-jalan aja dilihat. Then if you want to buy something, then you have to know what you want to buy. Otherwise, you will spend most of your money in the shopping mall. And even sometimes you do not get what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because we shop.
Yeah, that is why my suggestion is learn lots of things from the place that you want to visit. You now have lots of internet, lots of information in the internet, I mean. You have lots of books to read on travel, but you must be able to write something which is different from that of others, from different point of view. That is why if you have that kind of information and then you decide what you want to explore in that particular place, so that you can write something which is different from others, and that will attract the publisher to publish your work. Or if you want to post it in the internet and make money from the internet, seperti Atta Halilintar itu, then you should know what is it that it is interesting from that place, so that people will have a look at your YouTube account. Otherwise, people will not see anything. People will not touch your YouTube account, or maybe will not buy your book, or people will not, the publisher will not publish your writing if you submit it to a publisher. Ya. Jadi kalau travel writing itu kuncinya memang harus exploringnya benar. So you cannot just go to the things and then later you have a look at the recording. Yeah, the recording might not be very detailed, because it's only give an overview of the spot of things that you want to explore. Okay. Okay, Bu Lali, that is the answer.
Thank you very much, Bulis. And thank you very much to Mr. Adam also for being here with us today in the workshop. So if I may give the remarks, wait a moment. If I may give the remarks from both presentation, actually both Prof. Liz and also Mr. Adam mentioned that travel writing is something that related to someone, in this case the author, having experience while at the same time telling the experiences to people who cannot afford experiencing that experience themselves, and also that travel writing make your or our experience eternal. So it might stay 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from the day that you or we wrote our experience itself. And now I'd like to share some the project that we have that the committee have kind of work on, which is the travel writing project. So as I mentioned earlier in the opening of our workshop, the certificate will only be given to participants or authors who complete the writing process. That includes the submission of the draft, and then the committee will review the draft, and then the author will revise the draft and resend the finished or the final draft back to us, the committee, and then we will provide you with the certificate. So in order to help you how this travel writing project works, first I'd like to, or we would like you to think about a place, food, or sport you have ever experienced. And then write your traveling experience on food, place, religious or spiritual or sport. And don't forget the lead part in the beginning of your writing, as mentioned by Prof. Liz earlier. So, and then we would like you to submit your draft to that address, http://unesa.me/travelwriting. Please mind the capital letters here, because if you write it in small caps, it might not link to the Google form for the submission. And then the submission deadline is on October 15, 2021, or on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So participants, please kindly screenshot this screen, especially for the submission link, so that you won't forget on the project itself. So we are looking forward to having your draft submitted. And also I'd like to share one last point here, that we will have the second workshop on the other workshop, on self-branding, which is tomorrow on Sunday, October 10th, 2021, in the same time slot, 9 till 11 a.m. in Western Indonesia time. The link to the Zoom is the same link that we have for today's workshop. So in tomorrow's workshop, we have Mr. Adam Damanhuri again, and also Dr. Widya Stuti, who is our lecturer as well in English department. So that's everything, Bapak Ibu, dearest participants. On behalf of the committee,
Hulaili, sorry, I have shared to the group the PPT of my presentation. If you can share it with the audience in the chat room, you can share it.
Pak Zainul, please help me do that, right? So I can.
I have shared it in the group, in the PKM group.
Yeah. Please. Zainul will add that to the chat. Thank you very much. Right. On behalf of the committee, I would like to deliver my gratitude to all the participants joining our workshop today, and we're really looking forward to have your drafts. And as mentioned, probably some of you are late when coming to this Zoom meeting. The selected final draft will be sent to the online newsletter that we English department have kind of cooperation with some online newsletter, including GNFI and also Woman Blitz. So selected drafts will be sent to those newsletter. Hopefully that they will publish your travel writing. So thank you very much for joining the workshop, and please kindly fill out the attendance list. Probably Mr. Zainul, you can reshare that in case that some participants missed the link. Thank you very much. So thank you very much for joining our workshop, and see you on tomorrow's workshop as well on travel brand, on self-branding. Branding. Thank you. I'll close the workshop today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Lely, don't you think we need to take a picture together?
Oh, yes, thank you for Adam. So, if you would love to, kind of have the your beautiful and handsome face here with us, I'll change the view to gallery, so I can have everyone's beautiful and handsome face here with us, so I can screenshot the right. I only activate the with video participants, so please turn on your camera for 5 seconds or 10 seconds so I can take the screenshot. Okay, I'll wait 5 more seconds, so please. Okay, I only have 10 in my screen now. Okay, I'll take the screenshot in 5, 4. Okay, have a steady, position, everyone, so we can have a beautiful screenshot of the session. Okay, I'll take the screenshot in 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay, once again, probably because Sri Holy Side cannot still see your video. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you everyone for joining our session today, and see you tomorrow on a workshop on personal branding. Still with us.
Buleli, I still send the, the file of the presenters today, but it seems that it takes more time than it should be because it's about 57 megabyte. I don't know. Maybe we can share to the other group. Or how about that?
Yeah, we actually have the group for the participants who fill out the registration form. So
okay.
We have the WhatsApp group for the registered participants, but we can also share that probably to our colleague here, probably to Mr. Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus, so he can share with his students later.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
So you can contact Mr. Adam or whoever that the committee, so we can share the materials with you, and you can help us share the material with you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We'll be happy to do that. Thank you.
One post and the Zoom, so probably the file will be sent 1 to 2 minutes, so we will wait for that, or Mr. Zainul, or we will decide the file in WhatsApp group, not here. What do you think? Are you still sending the file or not? You are muted
still. Okay. If you want to wait, for example, so it's okay. But if we already decided that we will send it to the WhatsApp group, then so I think we can close the session now.
So let's have a deal on that. We will send the materials in WhatsApp group, and also to some lecturers that probably can share the files to their respective students. Right, I'll close for the last time. time, I promise. So I'll close the session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for joining.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Thank you.
wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Liz, Adam, Pak
Sure.
Khairi, Bu Liz. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.